Where are you, girl? Come on, play something real, man. Oh, that's it.
Hello.
He's come off that edge into the water. Bunch of sixth formers on a residential at the activity centre saw it happen. Tried to get him out, couldn't find him in the dark. Divers pulled him out this morning.
And he was burning?
Give us a bell around lunchtime. I'll have more for you then. You phone. You've got your own ringtone.
What? Billy.
Fire burns upwards. Lowest point of burning gives you the point of ignition. In this case, here.
Oh, from the feet up. No wonder he jumped. Must have been in agony.
Gideon Freen. Extreme sports fanatic, 25 years of age. Parents live abroad, they've been informed. No siblings, no partner.
Well, how come we've got so much on him so fast?
Well, all the intel's come from the fella who runs the place, Jim McKinnon. He ID'd the body. Cannot stop talking, according to Kenny, with a shock.
Or guilt?
Nah, his alibi's good.
Aye. According to Kenny.
Anything else you remember at all?
Well, that's about all I saw, really. I mean, it happened pretty...
How's she handling herself? Shep?
Good. I reckon the military police's loss is our gain.
All right.
We've got statements from the kids who witnessed it. Same story from everyone. They heard an altercation, then they saw him on fire. School's keen to let the parents take them home.
Yeah, and you thought you'd spend your first day learning how the coffee machine works, right? It's a private school, is it?
Yeah, St. Finnan's. The whole place booked out for the sixth form.
What was Gideon Frayne doing here?
Well, apparently he invested money in the centre a while back. He spent all his time off here. He even kept a yurt in the grounds. You know, one of those Mongolian tents.
Time off from what?
Investment banking.
Well, let's go meet Kenny's talkative friend.
We were going under. Bailiffs, literally. At the door.
So Gideon saved your centre from ruin?
Oh, no question. No question. It wasn't just the money, it was the ideas. Turf and surf. Treetop adventures, along with coasterian, drift, diving. We were planning a Via Ferrata. Make Coniston look like a kid's playground.
Yeah, and you last saw Mr. Frayne?
And Tuesday evening, 7 o'clock, 1900 hours, I know, because I was meeting some friends in the pub and running late. I asked if he wanted to come, but he said no, he was going back to the yurt. Like, thing is, I know it's going to come out, so I'd rather tell you guys right now, right up front. Nothing hidden, nothing concealed, like I said to you, man. I'd rather lay it all out, everything, and then you'll know.
No what, Mr. McKinnon?
The planning office said no. After everything that Gideon had done for us, I was scared to tell him. So, I put it up anyway. The yurt. It's illegal.
Only got to see a police officer and they start confessing to anything from losing a library book to cheating on the missus. We're going to be hours sifting through that lot.
Still, I'll check out that investment of Gideon's.
Right.
Make sure there's no motive in it.
Oh.
It looks like a fight.
Like what? Set him alight.
So the fight starts inside the yurt and then moves outside. And then either accidentally or on purpose, Gideon's assailant gets him into the fire pit.
No, his shoes weren't burnt.
Or maybe he wasn't in it long enough for his shoes to burn, you know, just for his combat trousers to take light.
Wasn't she at the adventure centre? Hello, love. I'm Detective Chief Inspector Vera Stanhope from the Northumberland City Police. We were just up at Craith. I thought everyone was being picked up by their parents.
I didn't want to bother me, ma'am. Be fine on the bus.
We can give you a lift. What way are you going?
It's really kind of you, but I'm still a bit shaky.
Yeah.
I was planning on having a cry at the back of the bus.
Dear, you don't have to be worried about crying in here, love. My sergeant does it all the time. Come on. Hop in the back.
Sorry.
Yeah, love. Don't blame you. It's a difficult thing. It'll take a while to settle.
It was just so sudden. We heard him shouting and then probably only lasted a few seconds. He's coming up on the left.
Do you want us to come in with you? Let your mum know what happened.
I'll talk to her later. And the little ones are in their beds. Thanks again for the lift.
Was that it, sir? Did he like your hair?
Where's her mother? That could have been killed.
Maybe she's at work. Can't all be your Celine. Homemade fairy cakes, towels that match the soap.
There's no need to sneer.
I'm not.
I'm just saying, you know, 17-year-old girl witnesses a murder. She has to get the bus home because she doesn't want to bother her mum.
Yeah, well, maybe it's not a murder. Till we got something concrete to go on. Could be anything. Accident, misadventure, or spontaneous human combustion. Anything. Gideon Frayne. Now, we know who he was, what he did for a living, and that he loved extreme sports. What we don't know is how and why he came to be a light. But more importantly, we don't know who he was arguing with before he appeared on fire on the edge of the cliff. So, where do we start looking?
Investment banker? Well, nobody's favourite profession at the moment.
Nah, but there's something about burning. It's personal, sadistic. People hate bankers as a group, not as individuals.
All the same. Mark, get onto the FIO. Let's check out any groups, activists who might have targeted someone like Frayne.
What about Jim McKinnon? The money that Gideon invested in the centre?
Nah, check. There's nothing going on there.
Well, I'm with Joe. Even if this was just a fight that took a wrong turn, I think it's personal.
So let's keep coming at this from both angles, personal and professional. Joe, Kenny, I want to know who was in the vicinity of that adventure centre. Teachers, pupils, centre workers, dog walkers, stargazers, everyone. And Shep, I want to know who he worked with, who he socialised with.
Who he slept with?
McKinnon said he didn't have a partner.
Well, maybe not a partner, but if I was built like that, I'd not be wasting time.
We'll get back to McKinnon then.
That interview, that was a station record. That man can talk for England and breathe through his arse.
We'll get him talking about Gideon Frayne's sex life then. Now, come on, everyone. Let's give ourselves something to go on. Shep? Mum? Has Kenny done something to his hair? Mm-hmm. You woman. Billy.
Lungs full of water. He drowned. That I blame the court. There's polyester and duck down. Went up like a Roman candle, then took in water like a sponge. Might as well have gone swimming in a burning duvet. I mean, not that I've ever tried, mind. Flaming bedding, that's a bit niche even for me.
Would he have survived without the water, without the drowning?
First and second degree burns over 60% of his body. It's doubtful.
Well, I need to know why he was burning, Billy. I need to know if I'm looking at accident or intention.
Doing my best for you. 'Cause I'd catch a grenade for you, Vera. Throw my hand on a blade for you, Vera. Yeah, I'll call you.
Joe.
Kenny got a name out of Jim McKinnon. Gideon Frayne used to date a girl called Izzy about a year or so back, a hairdresser. I think I've tracked that down.
Right.
City Centre Salon. Apparently it's a late night opening tonight.
Northumberland and City Police. We were hoping to have a word with one of your stylists. Is he?
I'll see if she's free.
Excellent.
Hey, have you done your hand?
Cool. Here, look at that. Sausages all full of bloody water these days. Can't put them near an oil pan.
But what are you doing, frying stuff?
You what?
The doctor gave you all of those diet sheets.
Are you like this at home? Because the kids are going to be leaving as soon as they've scraped up the bus fare.
Can I help you?
Is he?
Yeah.
Is he Vera Stanhope, Northumberland and City Police? This is my Sergeant Joe Ashworth. I believe you used to date a man called Gideon Frayne, is that right?
Yeah, I did.
Have you had any contact with him since you stopped seeing him?
Are you being funny? My file must be a foot thick with all the incidents I've logged. Isn't that why you're here?
No, I think we're at cross purposes here, Pet. We're investigating the death in suspicious circumstances of Gideon Frayne. Did you kill Gideon Frayne?
I wish. No. I didn't. Have you seen the kit I pack at work? I got a cutthroat razor. I use scissors that could take your ear off. Why would I bother bloody burning a man to death?
What's all this then?
Coincidence. I wanted to scare him.
Specific though, you will burn.
In hell? It wasn't meant to be literal. It was biblical. Hellfire and damnation, judgment day.
Oh, so you're a religious man, are you, Mr. O'Dowd?
It just fitted. I don't know why. Maybe because of his background, St. Finnan's being a church school.
Gideon Frayne went to St. Finnan's.
I just wanted him to feel like someone was watching. Like someone knew. I just wanted him to stop.
Joe, get yourself in front of the magistrate. I want a warrant to search his flat.
Okay.
What are we bothering with the magistrate for? He's got the motive, an unproven alibi, and he's admitted to sending a malicious communication. Why are we not just arresting him?
Because I don't want to go blowing it by jumping the gun. When we've got concrete evidence linking him to the death of Gideon Frayne, then we'll make an arrest. In the meantime, he's free to go. So go on.
Oh, here he is, Mr. Hint of a Tint. And I thought I was the only gay in the village.
Get out. But don't leave the country. Don't even leave the town. We will be talking to you again.
So, that's it? I'm not under arrest?
If it was up to me, Sunshine.
Mum, you asked me to look into Gideon Frayne's past relationships. Did I pursue that, or we're standing down all lines of inquiry except Kit O'Dowd?
No, pursue it. Might be worth going right back. Gideon Frayne went to St. Finnan's. Same school as the kids at the lake. Joe, when you've got the warrant, tell the search team we're looking for traces of lamp oil and soil from the woods. Anything to put Kit O'Dowd at the scene.
What are you doing if we need to find you?
Research.
They finished searching Kit O'Dowd's flat, nothing.
Yeah, well, shut the door, don't let all the heat out.
But I don't think he did it. He made a silly threat with a random choice of words, and now he realises that no one is going to believe that he had nothing to do with Gideon's death. And that's why he's acting all jumpy. I mean, I'd be scared, wouldn't you? You didn't expect to find anything in that flat, did you? You don't think he did it any more than I do?
No. Tricky little bugger. But I don't think he killed anyone.
You got any milk?
No, watching me cholesterol.
So if you don't think he did it, why do you search the flat?
Well, we can't rule him out just because you and me don't fancy him for it. And Kenny's right. More than reasonable grounds for suspicion. I mean, you will burn. We're going to eliminate him. We need proof positive that he wasn't there when Gideon was killed.
Yeah, that still looks sore.
Yeah.
You know, when a kid's hurt himself, it's amazing how quickly it heals. You can almost watch it happen. Hey, listen, tonight I told Celine that I'd look after myself, so I was going to get a takeaway. What do you fancy?
No, you're all right. I've already eaten. What they think they were going to find when they got to Gideon's yurt? A man catches fire, goes over the cliff, then drowns. If you're planning to commit murder, that's leaving an awful lot of chance. What was his plan?
Where's the washing up?
What?
Well, you said you'd eaten. Where's the plates, the pans? That's it, innit? That's your evening meal.
I've been busy. Was planning to do some shopping tomorrow, as it happens. Not that it's any of your business.
When are you going to get yourself organised? Just get something delivered.
When are you going to start taking care of yourself?
Yeah, and when are you going to get off my case? Telling me what to do under my own roof? Oh, go on, will you? Got work to do. Every witness at the quarry talked about hearing an argument, an altercation. Every witness except one.
Ruthie Coven, the girl we give a lift to?
Yeah, she said she heard him shouting. Not them. Him. Get in. DCI Vera Stanhope, Northumberland and City Police, and this is my Sergeant Joe Ashworth. Could we come in, Mrs. Culvert? It's about yesterday.
Yeah. My dad was police, CID.
Oh.
Retired now. He's just picking Ruthie up from school. I'll be back in a minute.
Oh, Saturday morning school. There's Keen.
No, she can't afford to slack off if she wants to keep the scholarship.
St Finn's do scholarships, do they?
No, we could never have afforded it otherwise. I lost my husband just before Max was born. Dad helps out, so we manage, but, it's all held together with chewing gum and string.
Yeah, the way you feel. Oh, hello again, love. We were wondering if we could have a word.
It's hard to remember. Everyone's taught so much about it since. You forget what's your own memory and what's someone else's.
But you stand by what you said. You didn't hear an argument, just a single voice shouting.
It sounded angry.
Love?
I don't know. Maybe it was two voices. I'm really sorry. I can't help you.
No, don't be daft. You've been a real help.
This was his girlfriend, Amanda Adelaide. And this is her after she broke up with him. Suicide attempt, apparently. Threw herself down the stairs.
So where's she now?
No one knows. After that, she dropped out of school, dropped out of her exams. Basically, she disappeared.
It's the same head teacher now as when Gideon was at school, Dr. Ripman. Although apparently it's school tradition to call the head the master. Jessie would love it here.
On a sergeant's salary. Dream on, love.
I don't know, Jessie's a bright girl. If they offered a scholarship.
beats me why anyone would want one. Bloody Hogwarts. Excuse me, love. Do you happen to know where we might find the master?
In there.
Thanks, love.
What? Oh, nothing, you know. Head teacher's office.
So sorry to have kept you waiting.
Dr. Rittman.
Don't tell me you were expecting a man. How very unsisterly of you.
Well, the master had me confused. DCI Stanhope, Northumberland and City Police. It's my sergeant.
Vivian Rittman.
D.S. Ashworth.
Now, the title is just a matter of tradition. When I was appointed, the governors hummed and hawed, and in the end suggested I might like to call myself the mistress. I ask you, with 800 teenage boys all finely tuned to the slightest sexual nuance, I stuck with master, started admitting girls. Problem solved. How may I help you?
Gideon Frayne.
Yes. Of course. Gideon was one of that rare breed who really do seem to have it all. Fine mind, academic prowess, superb athlete.
Did he ever get into any trouble?
I once relieved him of a pack of Marlboro Lights, but other than that, exemplary. Hence the head of school.
Was a big honour, that, was it?
Oh, yes. Gideon wasn't always able to join his parents for holidays. The school became his security. He valued that.
Was it a coincidence your sixth formers went to the Adventure Centre that he'd invested in?
Not at all. I make a point of supporting the ventures of ex-alumni.
Oh, the old school tie, eh?
Let's say my eye is always on the next set of sixth form internships. I'm curious as to why you think Gideon's school career might have any bearing on his death.
Actually, we were interested in a girlfriend he had at the time. Amanda Adelaide?
Oh, yes. They were quite a pair, those two. That phrase from Shakespeare, golden lads and girls, always made me think of them.
Oh, doesn't sound so golden to me, love. Dropping out, suicide attempt.
Amanda was one of those high flyers who never quite find their wings. It happens sometimes. I felt it particularly personally in her case because she was in the first intake of girls to the school. My girls, I suppose. She could have blazed very bright. Terrible waste.
Do you know what happened to her?
I'm afraid she didn't keep links with the school.
Oh. Well, what about this lad? Who's he?
Jamie Levinson.
And any ideas where we might find him?
The last I heard, Acklington Prison. Drugs offences. He was expelled. A serious and unprovoked attack on another pupil. Gideon Frayne, as a matter of fact.
Any idea what was behind it?
Affairs of the heart tend to loom large at that age.
Or you think Manda was involved?
Speculation only, but yes, that was my influence at the time. I'm afraid that's my cue. Chemistry with the lower sixth.
Just one more thing, love. We passed a plaque on the wall down there, the Frayne wing. That wouldn't have anything to do with Gideon Frayne, would it?
It was endowed by his family. We owe many of our facilities to the generosity of ex-alumni. As you said, old school tie.
An entire wing? Don't tell me that doesn't buy you a head boyship and more.
Well, you think Gideon killed his ex-girlfriend and then Dr. Rittman covered it up in exchange for some new classrooms?
Oh, but the first woman ever to be appointed head. She must have had an awful lot to prove. And even more to lose.
Shut. All right, we'll take it.
supposed to be drinking. Jesus.
You hadn't heard then?
No. I don't really keep up with things. Sorry, do you want...
No, it's a bit early in the day for me.
Oh, thanks. He's driving. You're all right. I'll find one.
When was the last time you saw him?
Gideon. Not for years. Not since school.
Actually, that's what we wanted to talk to you about. School. Thanks.
Is the boss in?
No, she's out with Joe. Why?
It's nothing, I can't wait.
Looking good, Kenny.
Well. I'm a good-looking boy.
So you remember nothing? Is that what you're saying? Nothing at all about your last 2 years at school?
I've had difficulties with substances, memory problems.
Do you remember attacking Gideon Frayne?
Attack? No. It was a fight.
Well, what about? What were you fighting over?
I'm sorry, I don't...
Did it involve Amanda Adelaide?
Or is that something else Dr. Ripman has misled us about?
Misled?
Well, it was her told us you went for Gideon. A serious and unprovoked assault.
No,
Hey,
that's better.
Hey, sit down.
That's
Hey!
better.
Vera! Vera! Vera, it's okay. It's okay, Vera. Stay with me. Vera. Vera.
24 hours under observation. Barely touched the bloody stuff.
Well, he collapsed in front of us.
Oh, well, apparently, atropine and angina don't mix.
I'm not taking you out of here. It's a poison. You were poisoned.
Look, Gideon Frayne, murder. Jamie Levinson, attempted murder. I haven't got 24 hours to waste sitting in here.
Mum. Look, why don't you just give it a few hours? If you're feeling all right then, discharge yourself.
Drop of water.
It'll be no different. You can run things from in here. Just see what you need us to do.
Right. Dr. Ripman. Now, she had you down as the dumb sidekick, so play up to that. Get her to lower her guard. See what you can get out of her about atropine. Now, anything you can find on Jamie Levinson. Why is it that someone whose family has the money to send him to St. Finian's is living in that sort of squalor? And get Kenny to bring me in a laptop.
So I need to borrow your car.
Are you not done bothering me yet?
Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot that I came here in an ambulance with you. So I've left my car up there.
Just don't stand being fussed over.
Well, give him credit for having the courage. No one else would dare.
I know what it is. I know how it acts. At a pinch, I could probably produce it, though I'd have to look up the method. Are you suggesting I did?
We just need to check it out. You've been a chemist, I'm the expertise.
I doubt it requires a PhD in organic chemistry. If street drug traders can synthesize MDMA, they ought to be able to produce atropine. Most of my A-level chemistry class could probably manage it.
The wonders of education. I didn't even know what deadly nightshade looked like till I went on Google Images. So, you have no idea why anyone would want to poison Gideon Frayne?
No.
Or Jamie Levinson?
I'm afraid not.
You know, we spoke to him about his days at school. He didn't seem to remember much.
I'm sorry, there's nothing that springs to mind which might be relevant. Obviously, if anything occurs.
How would you go about getting a scholarship to a place like this?
Aren't you a little old?
No, my daughter. She's bright as a button.
There's an entrance exam. The school secretary can give you the details. I warn you, competition is fierce.
I bet it is. Other schools would sell their soul for the kind of results you get here.
Results that are built on hard work and superlative teaching.
How are you feeling?
Bad?
Oh, I've had some rough bruising in my time, but that.
Sorry.
Well, it wasn't your fault. Was it?
I don't know how I got there. I haven't even been drinking. Not for weeks.
So someone put it there.
People come and go. Friends of friends of friends. I don't always know.
So your husband taught at St. Finn's, Mrs. Culver?
Yeah, that's how we knew it was a good school. Always was, but Vivian Rippman took it into another league.
Did he ever talk about her, say what he thought of her?
Not really. There's a lot of pressure on staff and pupils. Colin said he just wanted to leave it all behind when he came home. There, that's enough, I think. Just let it take care of itself for a while. Dad was always the same about work. Drew a line under it as soon as he walked in through the door. What about you?
Me? No, I'm not the strong, silent type. My wife can't shut me up. So what happened to your husband then?
Car crash. Him and Ruthie. I was lucky not to lose Vera too.
It must be hard, however it happens, but when it comes all of a sudden, it must knock you off your feet.
It's like being hit with a wrecking ball. There was the kids, I was pregnant, and then Max was born with spina bifida.
Well, how do you manage?
I'm not sure I do. But here we all are anyway. You live the life you've got, don't you? It's not like I'm on my own. Ruthie takes an awful lot on her shoulders. And Dad ferrying the kids around, making sure they don't go without treats. I still miss Colin, though. I still miss him.
Took your advice, waited a couple of hours, then had a chat with one of the doctors. Very reasonable young man. Saw my side of the situation, eventually. But there'll be a call from the hospital as soon as Jamie Levinson's fit to be interviewed. Make sure I hear about it. Joe, Dr. Rippman. Culvert. Intelligence have put out an APW so the airports, railways and ferry ports are aware, and her photo's also gone out on the police briefing. We have officers with Jamie Levinson at the hospital and with Sister Claire, who we think could also be a potential target. Ruthie Culvert is now our prime suspect, but she is also young and vulnerable. Now, come on, we want her found. What have we got?
There's a team talking to her friends. We've got trained officers with her brothers.
I want to visit our mum.
Why now?
Mum?
Her father died 7 years ago. Why now?
Opportunity. Sixth form visit in the Adventure Centre. Ruthie finding out that Gideon Frayne was involved.
Oh, she could have found Gideon Frayne at any point over the last 7 years. I mean, maybe at 10, she was too young to pull off murder, but 14, 15... Oh, something triggered this. Something happened. Something's changed. What?
Her hair? Well, I meant to say, it just slipped my mind, but it's just a detail, but Kettledown mentioned that a lot of the kids facing Finnans get their hair done at his salon.
She can never afford their prices.
Well, I spoke to our mum, said the granddad used to help out. Make sure the kids didn't miss out. Maybe it was a treat.
Okay. Get on to the salon, check their appointments, see if there's any chance she could have heard what Gideon was up to. So he hounds her father to death. 7 years later, she finds out he's doing it again to somebody else. No contrition, no remorse. In fact, if anything, the experience has made him more confident. He thinks he's untouchable. Now, I can see why Ruthie wouldn't be able to live with that.
Where's the butt?
Why go for Jamie? I mean, anyone can see just from looking at the man. He never walked away from that day. He's been living a penance ever since.
The officers interviewing her friends just checked in. Nothing. Nobody's got a clue where she might have gone.
Well, someone knows. They might not realise it, but someone knows.
I already told you I don't know where she's gone.
Mrs. Culvert.
She couldn't have done this. I know all parents probably say this, but I know Ruthie didn't do this.
Anything at all you can remember from what happened in that classroom? I mean, something else Ruthie might have seen. I mean, something her father said. And she's had absolutely no contact with you at all.
No. I'm sorry.
It's all right. I know it's not a social visit, but I hope you find her. The girl who's run away.
Aye, me too.
Remember when you did the same? Straight out of the head's office and over the fields and far away. Poor little mite.
Well, nothing poor about it. I just didn't fancy the leathering I was due for not wearing a uniform right.
Are you still hanging on to that story after all this time?
What?
It was your father went off after those birds, left you on your own. Stayed away longer than he planned, I suppose. You'd run out of clean uniform. You'd run out of everything. Eating peas out of a can when I came round. It wasn't the strap you were running from. You just didn't want your dad getting in trouble.
Boss.
Joe, I don't think it is her. I don't think it's Ruthie. I think she's protecting someone. Joe, are you there? Joe?
Yeah, no, I'm still here. Just give me a second. I think I know who.
After your husband died, was there a special place Ruthie used to go with your dad?
I know it wasn't you. I'm sorry, pet. When did you realise it was your granddad?
I think maybe I always knew. I was just trying not to. And you came asking about what I heard at the quarry. And Grandad was walking past the window. And I just knew. There's this hairdressers everyone goes to. I heard one of them talking, crying about Gideon Frayne, about what he was doing to her.
I know, love, I know.
He wouldn't have done it if I hadn't told him. I've always told him everything. Ever since Dad.
Would you confirm for the tape, please, that you are Ronald Devereux?
Oh, 25 years, sitting where you are now. Retired early to be there for my daughter. And because I couldn't take the sight of one more smug bastard walking out of the court with his finger in the air and a swagger in his step. Yeah, I'm Ronald Devereux, and I killed Gideon Frayne.
Tell me about Jamie Levinson.
That was unintentional.
You put a whiskey bottle full of atropine in his cupboard.
For you to find, not him to drink.
Oh, planting evidence.
Misdirection. I was hoping if I gave you a credible enough collar, you wouldn't look elsewhere.
That's a bit of a risk, given his history of substance abuse.
I've got good contacts. I had on good authority. He'd given up drinking. The alcohol, glasses with the methadone. Well, that's probation officers for you, a bunch of bloody optimists. Well, I knew my son-in-law was having trouble at work, and from a few hints he dropped, I had an idea as to why. After he died, and after Ruthie told me what she'd seen, I put two and two together. So, I told Dr. Rittman that I was going to hold her to account, and go to the governors with the fact that she'd covered up Gideon Frayne's cheating. She said if I started muckraking, there'd be no death in service benefit paid out for Colin. No pension. He was drunk at the wheel. And small print, you know, I managed to bury that as far as the inquest went. But she knew. So there we both were. Each pointing a gun at the other's head.
Ruthie's scholarship?
She earned that with her own brain. She was only 10 when it happened. She didn't know the full story. She didn't know what Dr. Rittman had done. Her mother doesn't know anything. Oh, interview rooms. Stale air and bad coffee. I miss it.
Interview formally concluded at 21:19. Thank you for your cooperation.
Oh, I've no interest in fighting these charges. I won't be standing trial.
Contacts?
Cigarettes. Back a day, man, most of my life. 6 months, they said. And you and I both know that with the criminal justice system in this country, it'll be twice that before this gets near a court. Yeah, I gave her the news the same day I picked Ruthie up from the hairdressers. Felt like kismet.
And you thought this would help them after you've gone? They didn't need it. You did.
Don't you sometimes want it? Justice?
It wasn't justice. That was murder. And yes, sometimes I do. But I wouldn't want to live in a world that would let me take it. Where is everyone?
Gone to the pub. Why don't you cook? Kenny's bringing his new woman.
So much at Warner. No, you're all right. I got plans. Paperwork, you know. Yeah, I'm glad you're settling so well, fitting in.
Well, it's a good team, good atmosphere. Comes from the top.
Oh, you beauty. Chef! No, hey! Hey, darling. How are you? Chef, it's Lindsay.
Nice to meet you.
Lindsay, Chef. What do you want to drink? Gin and tonic, please, as well, darling.
Vera?